Yo! Full Heel Podcast is back. We're back.
What up? What up?
Today's a weird episode. Not really. Kind of. It's still martial arts.
Fight companion, I would say.
Well, it's still martial arts. I got my buddies here. First and foremost, I got Quadjo from Talk is Deep, and I got one of the rewrites.
What up?
Smoke Frog.
What up? It's D80 Caesar, fucking Red Ribbon.
Right here.
I'm actually stealing this episode from Talk is Deep, so go ahead and go check out their episode if you haven't checked it out. But we actually saw the movie. The movie's out, so this is the episode with the movie's out.
We give our predictions of what the movie is from,
It just been announced.
That was a while ago. That was a long time ago.
But watching that and hearing our predictions, like watching the movie and then hearing our predictions,
we were wrong.
That's way off. Way off, man.
Earlier though.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's what's about to go down in 2 seconds. But no, I wanted to have you guys over because you guys are big time Dragon Ball Z fans. Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys questions. We just saw the movie again. I had seen it once already, so that was my second time watching it.
Been my fifth time.
Yeah, some ridiculous shit with it.
I seen it in theaters once. Seen it bootleg once, and then
you're bootleg, bro.
Yeah, right. But I did see whatever was leaked that's like really high quality. That's really floating around right now, and it looks amazing.
How was my quality?
Your quality? Oh, your quality was probably better than what I seen.
It's the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what niggas talking about.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, it's the same shit niggas fucking got off fucking Facebook, man. They had that shit everywhere, man. Niggas just had the movie.
I wonder how that came about. Like someone just like leaked it out. Was that from like?
They definitely gotta get numbers on that so they can know what they really made. Because the movie was heavily bootlegged, even though it still did well in theaters. I'm proud of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball franchise.
Well, it was a very good movie. I definitely wanted to see it twice. That's why I saw it on Sunday with my nephews, and that's when I hit you guys up. I'm like, hey, I probably want to do an episode.
It's something about a franchise that you like for whatever reasons, and then it might not be anything that makes it traditionally good, but you know what I mean.
So
when they give you what you want of that is good,
including movies that are part of the manga, I guess. How many fucking Dragon Balls are there? So I know Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. That kind of doesn't really count, but now Dragon Ball Super, that's part of it.
Okay.
It's all Dragon Ball. It's just one whole thing, Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, yeah, it's all Dragon Ball.
But there's something I'm missing. Like Dragon Quest was a game. I don't know what the fuck that shit.
Oh, that has nothing. That's a different. It was made by Toriyama, but it's not.
But you guys had mentioned like the Garlic Jr. series as well, which I believe I saw. There's shit like that. Like there's random shit.
Okay, there is things like that, but like,
isn't there like a Dragon Ball? Well, you guys mentioned some Dragon Ball something. I didn't really.
Oh, Dragon Ball Heroes.
Yeah.
Now that's like some new shit. It was coming out on like YouTube. It's like. Explain that, because I really don't know Heroes.
In Japan, they have these arcades are really big in Japan, so they have this game. Like Dragon Ball is really heavily influenced. So they have an arcade game over there called Dragon Ball Heroes, and it deals with cards. Like the way Yu-Gi-Oh or like Pokemon does. But you collect these cards and you take them to the arcade to play over there.
Is it blinking? You asshole.
It's blinking.
You can still hear him, but now it's a lot better.
Yeah.
So anyway, Dragon Ball Heroes is an arcade game in Japan that you use cards, cards that you buy at your own local card shops, and you use them there. But recently they've been promoting the game through anime. They've been having their own little anime, like little 10-minute, OVAs or videos or little,
videos, and it's just non-canon stuff, but they treat Dragon Ball like how they should, like Star Wars, and it upsets me because it hasn't gotten the Star Wars treatment.
Hey, Goku 2020, Olympic, I think the games, he's one of the representatives for that, for I think Japan.
Really?
You think him? Yeah. I think
Japan is always doing something. Like they take a commercialized figure and put it in some official shit.
But it's Goku's
Well,
year.
like, so I wrote this down as well. When did they really start incorporating like actual mixed martial arts into this? Not besides the punching and the kicking and the blocking and shit like that, but I mean like in this one we had Goku using what you refer to as a judo throw, which I would refer to more as a Aikido throw or technique. He did use later on after that was a judo throw as well, but I saw different aspects of martial arts brought into this besides just the striking aspects of it.
I mean,
Dragon Ball's always incorporated fucking martial arts.
It's
But
about-
I never really paid attention.
Yeah,
to it.
no, it's a martial arts. The
Because it
thing is,
seemed like
like,
it was a lot more focused in on this. I don't know.
There have been moments like even like in Dragon Ball, you know, the whole story of Dragon Ball is just Dragon Ball. In the anime, you have it separated into, you know, two parts. It's Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. But in the early years when Goku started learning martial arts through Master Roshi, you know, they had the simple like, you know, Mr. Miyagi techniques where, you know, carry this over here, do this, and, you know, little simple tasks. But little by little, that would train their, you know, their like little martial arts
the thing
skills.
is, like, alright, so they did continue it on as Dragon Ball Z, though. He called it that when he switched, right? When Goku was an adult for the manga, right? At least that's what the volume was. Because I had the Dragon Ball volumes
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Wait.
And when it ended, it, like, said, like, this is the end of Dragon Ball. We're going to continue.
In the manga?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to continue on in Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
So
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
so then the manga was called Dragon Ball Z, like.
That's what I'm thinking. The
Like,
thing
if
is, it's Dragon Ball, but he called it Z as in a variation of, like, this is the last. Like, he wanted to be done.
There's a time skip, or he just said I'm done.
There's
here.
a time. No, there's a time skip.
Like,
but like
they wanted him to be done, and then they said, "Yo, Toriyama, come back."
he wanted to be done. I think he wanted to be done. I can't remember, but
the way
for the time skip, I just do know that him titling it Z is in representation that this is like the last one we're doing of this Dragon Ball shit.
No, I
Shit
was
like that.
I was watching some episodes like
Did
trying
you
to
just
get a
pass it to
time,
me?
trying to get a
No.
little bit of a
You
timeline.
passed it to me.
I
Right?
no, I didn't. I think he passed it to you to pass it to me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's what happened. I think.
Too many sensu trees, man. Too many
But,
sensu trees.
That playback's gonna be crazy.
What were you guys saying?
No, cause he was cause he said something. This is how much of a nerd I am, because like, I want him to hear it, cause I don't know all the facts he knows, and I don't know where we conflict.
I thought you were passing that.
No,
I
because
thought-
like you guys said something and I wanted to jump in.
But the thing is, he was saying, cause he was explaining to you how, like, cause you want to know what every faction is, so he explained that like it's Dragon Ball. What it is Dragon Ball Z, and right now, currently, the only
Super.
things that are canon is Dragon Ball Super. So Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. It's all a variation of Dragon Ball, the beginning story. So Goku, he didn't learn first. Just to clarify, he did train with Master Roshi, but he knew martial arts off the jump. Like the first episode, he knew martial arts because his Grandpa Gohan trained him and stuff like that. So, and like
yeah, 'cause I remember watching this early on. I just didn't know if there was like movie offsets or like little mini series of Dragon Ball because. So you guys mentioned back to the Garlic Jr. a little bit. There was a little bit of Garlic Jr. in GT when he was a kid. Am I not mistaken?
I think you're confusing Pilaf.
Pilaf.
Is
with
that Pilaf?
Garlic. Yeah.
Okay.
I
they
used
look
to do that
exactly
too,
the
though.
same?
They do. They look exact. They look a lot alike. That's
Okay.
why the Garlic
Just
Jr.
a little like.
Okay.
That's why
a different shade of
the
green
thing
or
is
something.
the Garlic Jr.
It might have been
'Cause
right
the-
around
for
the
me-
same time. It's a movie, isn't it? It might have
But-
been around the same time that
Because
I
the same,
saw Garlic Jr.
no,
in
but
that.
the same thing happened to me because I was introduced to Garlic Jr. before I was introduced to Pilaf. So most people knew Pilaf before Garlic Jr., not me. So when I saw Pilaf, I was thrown off. I immediately
Okay.
thought that was Garlic Jr. as well, or something like that. But
Because I
come
I've
to
seen,
find out,
I wouldn't say all of Dragon Ball, but I would say most of it.
yeah.
And I've seen a couple movies, and I've seen Dragon Ball Z, pretty much to completion. and I saw Dragon Ball GT.
Thing
I would
is,
say 97%.
there's a gang of fillers in Dragon Ball, to be perfectly honest, that like I haven't necessarily seen. They like Toriyama, because the thing is, when that shit was coming out, when it was more or less kind of kiddie.
Mhm.
So you know, but like not calling it kiddie that because like this is how all these shows did. It's a show. You know what I mean? So they stretch it out how like show or formats is. This is the only reason why the Garlic Jr. saga exists in Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? They were stretching out a show because you know they had time.
It's for the money.
Yeah,
the
and stuff
money.
like that. But like that's why we have all these tangents that the universe is taking. But just to clarify, it begins in Dragon Ball. It begins with Goku. It begins with Grandpa Gohan's 4-star Dragon Ball. It begins with a girl named Bulma. And honestly, it begins with her because the story was supposed to be about her, I hear. I hear Toriyama initially meant for the story to be about Bulma.
I don't know. I think he had the bedrock of Dragon Ball to be the story of Journey of the West. So
Yeah,
like,
that was
you
the
know,
rumor I heard
that's where he took all the inspiration of, you know, Goku, Oolong, you know, all the characters.
Oh, really?
That came
Oolong
out.
and-
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah, I'm
was-
saying even.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
Oh, so that all
Had a little
comes from
talking.
Journey. So the first season is basically Journey of the West, Journey to the West. Not basically, but like they take the
It's-
characters.
yeah.
I didn't know that actually.
That has to do with a lot of anime, you know. They take a lot of inspiration from, you know, old school stories,
Yeah,
and
old shit, yeah.
especially like a lot of Buddhism, you know.
Yeah, a lot of Buddhism. I saw that in like Rurouni Kenshin, a lot of shit. Not so much mecha anime, but definitely like
Yo, Raph.
Sorry.
So, anyways, let's take it back to Broly. How'd you like the movie?
I love the movie as a whole. It just it's so satisfactory. It's just there's some things when you have an anime that you like and you like it for whatever reason you like and they give you what you want out of it. It's just so satisfying.
And I like how they kind of did a reset button to the Broly story too.
That's the thing though. I will pause you there. That shit is the part I didn't like.
You did
Because I didn't like them speeding through that. There's
It's
certain.
a little confusing.
The thing is, it's not that confusing for me. It's just that I'm really such a stickler to the mystique of the Saiyan saga, the
There's some of the
Saiyan
shit that you said that they
mythology,
changed that fucking.
the Saiyan
that is fucked up.
etymology. Yeah, the everything that is Saiyan, like that pertains to the mystique of what a Saiyan is.
Mhm.
A lot of it came through the Namek saga.
Yeah.
And like really like you know what pertains to their destruction, and so they tied that into like the callbacks in the Namek saga because they weren't talking about Bardock in the manga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
mean, that
so
was
the
all
movie-
anime shit.
so-
He
starts off-
became part of the manga after the special came out.
Give him a mic, bro. Put it to your
Yeah,
face.
that's the
You
thing.
can pull
That's
it.
the thing about that because
pull
if
it.
you remember if you remember in the Namekian saga, like they did this thing. Remember how in the movie they basically randomly wrote in, "Oh, the Super Saiyan God. We heard about Super Saiyan God," and
In
it's
the
just
Broly
like,
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did that back in the Namek saga when Frieza calls out that Goku looks like a Saiyan. He
He reminds of
and
Bardock.
he's all like, "Oh, you must be his offspring" and shit like that. You know what I mean? They like wrote that in.
Yeah.
That might be a Funimation dub, but like that's what I heard growing up and stuff like
I mean,
that.
from what I know, like I said, you know, the Bardock special came out before he ended up coming out in the manga because he did end up coming out in the manga.
I'm just saying that they like in writing the animes when they started that because that shit came out before the Bardock special, right? The Frieza episodes where like they were saying
Yeah.
because that's where they began that shit. They did the
little
flashbacks
flashbacks.
to when Frieza fucked up King Vegeta that wasn't there before. They went back to that.
Yeah.
Bardock being killed.
They basically
Bardock
just
was.
fleshed out more of the story.
Yeah.
You know, like they added more detail to it, and
But that story is ill. And I don't know. I
It's-
bought into that whole story
it's
because
tough, it's
that
tough.
made the Namekian saga. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? The purpose of like this is like a whole culture's revenge. You know what I'm saying? Like the Saiyans. You know what I mean? Like that's why like the way they switch it up for this one, it kind of took away how evil Frieza is, in my opinion. Because I think they did a lot of things in the story to make Goku and Vegeta being Frieza's enemies a little bit more personal. You know, the fact that he actually
that setup that
the fact that actually went to head with Bardock. The fact that he actually went to head with
all them little coincidences.
Yeah, the fact that they like Vegeta's whole fucking speech when he died.
Yeah.
That shit, like I watched that shit a
He
lot.
cried.
Like he said
cried.
some crazy shit though. Like in lines like you watch old Dragon Ball Z and you realize it was a lot of dialogue, but I'm like, the more dialogue, how deep and how detailed it went, it really made you attached to how like deep the story is. Like, you know what I mean? There's a reason why when Cell smashes 16's head and it snaps in Gohan that it's so, you know, attaching. There's a reason to Vegeta being killed by Frieza being like, it's a, you know what I mean? It's a crazy scene. There's a reason to when Vegeta goes Majin Vegeta and him and Goku have that showdown. Everything he said to Goku that fight was crazy. If you look back, like he was saying some like, "Oh my God, Vegeta is hurt." You know what I mean? Shit like.
So for people that didn't see it, this movie starts off with them on the Saiyan planet.
It tells the origin of the Saiyans.
Yeah.
Where Frieza pretty much started taking over the Empire.
So you see King Frieza. You see what's Frieza's dad?
King Cole.
King Cole.
And then you see Frieza.
We see Broly's dad. What's his name?
Paragus.
We see Bardock. We see Goku's mom.
You've never seen her before, ever.
Yeah, we saw her here.
Except for in
And I think it was in Jocko's one of Jocko's adventures or some shit like that.
It was in a manga one shot.
Yeah.
They had Goku's mom.
They had like a little extra story where it did have Guinea.
And one of the things they did change was that you mentioned was how Goku was in this one sent to Earth as Superman.
Yeah,
he was
that
Superman
pisses
in
me
this
off,
movie.
man.
So
that pisses me off.
There's always been that comparison to like, you know, the whole story in general, but
change the story? Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. There's a whole complete story.
I'm just saying like that.
Goku's
that
origin
takes away from. I don't know. I'm really attached to the original Dragon Ball Z story I got. That's probably why I don't like Kai.
Destroyers. And
Exactly.
Goku is the exception.
Exactly. Goku's the exception, but he was sent. He wasn't sent to be the exception. He was sent to do exactly what they've always done and shit like that. Plans.
Yeah, it was one of those like
plans.
Yeah.
They switched it up completely as if Bardock just knew. And he, first of all, that really adds a whole nother level of compassion to Saiyans that does not exist. Like, Bardock's interactions with Goku in the original fucking special were just, it really painted a picture of how the Saiyans were. They weren't family units. They were warriors. They were all fucking soldiers of war, like machines. Like, Goku was in a pod in a laboratory. He saw his power level, saw his weak, and bounced. You know what I mean? And shit like that. Like, that's his son, but it was like, you know what I mean? It was really what's anti-personal or impersonal, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, I keep doing this, my bad.
Yeah, keep babying it. Holding the joint. Yeah, but that's kind of fucking, that's whack.
That's whack, man. Goku was sent to Earth to destroy it, to take over and destroy it. He was not sent there because this nigga knew Frieza was gonna destroy us, he just wanted him to survive.
So the reason
survive, get the fuck out.
The reason in this movie that Bardock sends Goku to Earth is because he overhears that Frieza's looking for the legendary Super Saiyan or asking about him. So he's like,
also
it must be
that
Goku.
that.
So just to clarify for people who like, I guess, who are just listening and don't like really know Dragon Ball, in the original Dragon Ball, you know, Goku was sent to Earth like right as the planet was being destroyed. You know, he was sent out there, you know, just like as like luck, right? He survived by luck just by being sent out.
Was it the same moment? It wasn't the moment. I think it was a few days before or a day before or something like that.
Yeah, right. They
It was like a day
that's
before,
what it was.
Something like that.
It was it was before it was destroyed, But he was sent out for that
That's the
original
thing.
mission. Yeah.
In the original, Vegeta wasn't on no random. I mean, the thing is, that whole scene with Vegeta and Raditz and Nappa and those other two Saiyans on that foreign planet, hearing about the planet being destroyed. They take that from like some manga one shot where they wrote in kind of the history of the planet being destroyed. This is recently too, but they basically wrote in like how fucking Raditz and Vegeta basically end up being like the last four Saiyans and stuff like that, and some other Saiyans they were with didn't make it and stuff like that. That's kind of like what they were taking that from, but like in the original Vegeta was locked on fucking Frieza's ship. You know what I mean? And shit like like he was a slave. Like
yeah, they changed some shit in this one. I don't know why.
I don't know. It's just like there's certain things that aren't important in Super, and like a lot of that shit was like I mean they draw to it, but like Vegeta and Frieza's hate for each other really stems from like it's racism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Hello, monkeys.
Frieza's a racist. Frieza's a colonizer and a racist, and Vegeta is the last prince of a fucking race he genocide. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like they really made that really deep for a nigga back in motherfucking 4th and 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And they bring that back in the movie, but they kind of just switch up the stories in some ways where I'm just like, I feel like that took away from that more than they added to it. But I feel like they were like, adding to it. You know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that was for white people, that Superman shit. Making Goku into Superman. Goku was not Superman, Goku was Goku. He was sent to Earth to destroy that motherfucker. That's what they do. Like, you got lucky, Earth. Like, they're taking a lot away from that, I feel like.
This is true.
Because in Superman is... That's what they send him... Whatever. I don't know. What parent thinks of that? Whatever.
Someone's wrong with somebody.
But that's how they thought of it. Superman, they knew Earth, they sent him to Earth. I don't think they sent him just into space like find some planet. I think they sent him Earth coordinates or whatever. But
they knew.
But man, no, the Saiyans were space pirates, okay? And you were about to be fucking sold, Earth.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you that don't know, Broly is he? Well, I don't even know. Is he an ancient god of sorts?
No,
he's just a super strong Saiyan.
He's just the same with potential.
In the original, what was the whole deal with calling him the legendary Super Saiyan?
That's exactly what I'm trying. That's exactly what I'm kind of referring to. The legendary Super Saiyan.
Yeah, in the original movie.
Because there was always a legend, like during the Frieza saga, that there's a legend of the Super Saiyan. That's what Vegeta kept going on about.
It's even first of all, they were all three of them already Super Saiyan by the time that actually all four of them.
Yeah.
Gohan was going Super Saiyan too. They were all Super Saiyan by the time that nigga showed up. So, no. 2, his Super Saiyan transformation, the whole green thing, that was distinctly called Legendary Super Saiyan. Like in video games and toys. You know
that power, that power is, legendary. Of course.
I guess he represents the legend of the legendary Super Saiyan, like the Super Saiyan they were talking about back in the day. That's the thing about the Super Saiyan. The folklore of the Super Saiyan was amazing. Like,
dude, they also threw in that they already knew the concept of gods in this.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't. They do that. They do that a lot because when Frieza was Frieza had no idea who Majin Buu was, like, ever. Mm-hmm. And when he got resurrected back in Resurrection F, he mentioned specifically that his father, King Cole, told him to stand clear of Majin Buu, if he ever come back, or Beerus, the god of destruction. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Tie it back
So
in.
okay, so back to I got a question about the timeline. So it's Dragon Ball Z.
I got a
and-
small bladder.
At the end of them killing Boo, and 10 years later when him and
How many years later was it?
it's
Was
10
it
years
10?
later.
It's 10?
Oob and Goku leave. In between those 10 years is this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like
That's what's supposed
this
to.
is like a
Yeah.
couple years after Boo is
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
He's in Dragon Ball Super.
My Fat Boo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
The
Because he
Majin
lives
Buu?
with Hercule.
see, I haven't seen any DragonAll Super. So who's their first?
He was in the last
Who's their
episode
first
too, right?
enemy in Dragon Ball Super?
The first enemy is Beerus on the Los Sugears.
And
Just what you should.
they achieve Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan God.
God.
Blue,
No, God.
The red.
Red.
the red, okay,
Red.
and then the blue is later
Frieza.
on in the.
It's a
Frieza.
super. It's a Super Saiyan version of Super
It's
Saiyan
not
God.
Super Saiyan version. It's a
Like-
Super Saiyan version of like a God's power.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay, so it's like if they had God power.
a god is they pretty much when they read
They
read God,
transform-
it's a base form now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's a
they
powerful-
transform, but
Yeah.
it's not Super Saiyan. But if they
It's an
it's like if
ascended.
they transform into a god. But basically, you call it Super Saiyan.
There's no
God.
need for Super Saiyan anymore. They're gods,
Well, that's the
and now they
thing.
can go Super Saiyan as gods.
As gods, so
It's red and then blue, and then we might see
Yeah.
green next.
It's just being able to attain like deity like energy, you know. It like
God powers,
Yeah.
destruction powers, shit like that.
yeah, but that just shows that like they're attainable to, you know, like
That's the thing.
mortals.
That really, what is a Kai then? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Because they didn't think he's calling these gods. First of all, the Kais are gods because Kai means God, right?
Mhm.
But Toriyama's always made them weak and made them so surprised to know that Saiyans exist and shit like that. But you want to tell me that these Saiyans acquire God powers? You call it Super Saiyan God. Really, it's if a Saiyan goes God. So what are gods? Human gods? What are Kais? You know what I mean? Are they elf gods? You know what I mean? Because they're gods. They have deity. Because
Yeah, I
he
would
didn't think out that deity power thing.
I would say more like guardians.
Okay.
I don't know,
Okay.
something like that.
The gods are weak.
You know,
It just
like in the
always blew my
hierarchy.
mind. It always blew my mind how weak they were, and they didn't solve the problem. Like, okay, guardians. No, fuck you. Because there's guardians on Earth, nigga.
Yeah, there is.
Those
Hey,
were the
but-
first gods.
Exactly. They were still
Kami is
called
God.
They were called gods, but now they're guardians, and then
Because they found out they're not the gods.
yeah,
And then
the
there's
plane
several
just
gods.
gets higher.
Yeah, the planes get super high because you find out God is King Kai,
Yeah.
right? They really stretched out the concept of Goku being trained by God.
By God.
Like 4 times. Like 6 times over. It's very frustrating.
They're just stronger gods, bro.
It's just higher deities.
Kiss my black ass, man. That's not creative. Like,
How did we get a
The
gold
thing
Frieza,
is-
though?
A what?
oh, Frieza trained for the first time.
For the first time ever?
He was born that powerful.
Damn.
Trained for 4 months.
So is his race more powerful than fucking?
That's the thing. How many more Frieza motherfuckers?
That
Because
has not
Cooler's
been
not
explored.
canon. Cooler's not canon yet. Cooler's still not canon.
Oh, cooler?
Cool,
No.
I don't think. Yeah, I've seen the movies, but
That's
like-
crazy.
What about Lord Chill?
Who? I don't remember Chill.
So there's this Dragon Ball special, you know, where I think Bardock goes into the past, and
Doesn't it Bardock go Super Saiyan?
yeah,
Nah.
that's the one.
That shit is
fights-
not canon though.
He fights Lord Chill. What is that a part of? Where did that come from? Like,
That was like one of them. That was like one of them Tarbell specials. Like Tarbell,
Tarble?
whatever. Vegeta's brother, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know Vegeta's brother. I need to figure that.
You
shit.
need
It's a
not
movie?
really know him. Yeah,
No?
it's like a movie.
It's not an essay. It's more like a special, like a little like 45-minute thing,
No.
if not like half an hour.
Where does it fall in between timelines?
After Dragon Ball Z, before Super.
Yeah.
So did you guys watch GT?
Yeah.
I saw GT.
I seen bits and pieces of GT.
Did you like GT?
I love Dragon Ball Z, so I don't know. I can't really. I can't give an honest answer. Like GT, one thing I will note is that the worst artists, because after a while on Dragon Ball Z, you can tell they had 3 artists for like. You can tell who drew each episode, right? The worst artists from Dragon Ball Z drew every episode on Dragon Ball GT. Like, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Maybe a few episodes it wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. But
From what I've seen, like, that show had a lot of different colors, you know? It had a lot of red, it had a lot of yellow.
Goku was brown.
You know?
He was Indian. It was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first couple of villains. I liked it when well, I guess it happened right away, where the Dragon Balls broke, and they spewed out like
That was crazy.
blue
Though.
smoke.
I love that concept though.
Yeah, that was an
I was
awesome
like, that's
concept.
exactly how you. That's how you should end it.
Mhm.
That was.
That's
Like,
how-
that was
and
dope
this
how
was
you
from the
ended it.
the overusage of the Dragon Balls.
Yeah. They used them too much. This shit was corrupted.
And
Because
a blue
Shenron
dragon
didn't come
came
out. It was It was some fucked up blue dragon. They're like, what?
And then he shot out the Black Star Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
And then what had happened was you had to defeat a like powerful dragon creature.
They represented like every Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and that's how you got the Dragon Balls. But at the
Yeah.
end, one of them, or no, they were trying to.
I had seen it, like, they would tell them what was the wish that, like, created them.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually one of them got all of them, didn't he? Omega Shenron.
Yeah, I think he took on.
Yeah,
He
and
was the
then
last one though, Omega Shenron.
That was the final villain.
Yeah. He was the
At that
final one.
time, they became Gogeta, but fuck, man. So
I haven't seen it in a while, so I barely remember. But I do remember they had to become Gogeta for like
Yeah.
30 minutes. They really could not contain Gogeta's power.
So
for
this
no
is-
Oh yeah, that was probably like
This is where-
I think I had seen that one, like,
this is where it gets confusing because now we go back and now we have Gogeta here.
So see, this thing, you need not worry. GT isn't canon at all.
But I want it to be canon so
It's
bad because
not.
I saw it.
It was never canon though, ever. Because one thing they said,
It was in the fucking video games, man.
one thing that said GT
money.
for one thing, you don't have to necessarily say, oh, it's because Toriyama didn't.
Well, it's 'cause there was no manga behind
That's
it,
why.
right?
That's why. Because Toriyama doesn't even really. He writes the manga. He writes Super, right?
He gives I think he gives, like, the cliff notes.
No, I
Okay.
think I
You
think
know?
he wrote Super because
No, somebody else writes. I
Yeah.
know
No,
someone else
like,
writes
look,
Super.
he gives them the ideas, like, have them do this, this, and this, and then you guys just kind of, like, right in between, make it happen.
but he didn't even do that for GT.
Nah,
No,
he didn't do anything
hell
in
no.
GT.
He didn't do anything
And the
in
thing
GT.
is, GT didn't come with a manga at all, so you don't even have to. But the thing is, there's a manga for Super, but Toriyama doesn't even necessarily write Super, but it's still canon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So my only question is, did we see base form? I don't remember if we saw base form Gogeta in
Yeah.
the other one
no.
in
No.
GT,
Nah, never.
right?
I noticed that because you see.
He was just orange haired, right, with the vest.
That's
and
like
the tail.
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah.
You only saw Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in GT.
Mhm.
You saw Gogeta.
Yeah, he had red hair, right?
It was orange.
Orange.
It was red.
Was it?
It was reddish orange.
I guess.
For some reason, he had red hair when he went Super Saiyan 4, and his fur was.
I thought that was cool.
Because when you go Super Saiyan 4, you have red fur, but his fur was brown.
Yeah, and his hair was reddish, orange. Vegeta had
That
like
vest, that
brown
hair
fur
vest.
with his black hair. Goku had black hair. A brown or red brown fur. But
Vegeta had red fur, but
The
it was
under
just
eyes were red.
darker. Yeah, Vegeta. They both had
The red
under
fur.
eyes for some
They had
reason.
red on their eyes, like more evil. They looked eviler.
Yeah. That's the thing about going, because they alluded to that when you go Super Saiyan 3. Like the more Super
Ape-like.
Saiyan you go, you get more warrior like ape like. Because Goku was notably like colder and shit like that.
They did have
Like,
bigger brows.
Yeah. Or he had like no brows for 3.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
eyebrows, but big forehead.
Yeah.
Big as hell. Big ass widow speak.
Yeah, like I said, like I mentioned, I don't like the beginnings of GT. I don't know your thoughts about the beginnings. Of
I
GT.
thought those were the
Baby.
better sagas.
Did you?
Not necessarily the search for the Black Star balls in space, but once they got into the, I'm telling you, I'm a sucker for the Saiyan etymology, for the Saiyan like mystique, the Saiyan mythology, like everything that like goes with like the Saiyan hood and stuff like that. So like, the fact that they brought back the Tuffles was dope to me. You know what I mean? They brought back the Tuffles, that ape shit, all that shit I love from the Saiyan saga. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, that was just dope that they brought back Planet Vegeta, Baby. They made Baby take over Vegeta and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool though. The symbiote thing that was taking over everything and everybody. Baby.
They had
for
a
those
tough
people that
old
don't know, he was the
fucking-
enemy.
You know what I mean? They took that Dr. Gero concept, but they switched it over to the Tuffles.
Yeah, and
or something like that.
he took over
Damn.
Vegeta.
That makes me really want to check it out
And-
now.
and
No, you should. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, I checked out a
With
couple
the
of episodes,
power
but
of evil Bulma, they used the power of the moon to turn Vegeta
into a ape, so
Ape.
he can go Super Saiyan.
oh yeah, I
gotta-
think I seen that
I'm
clip.
sorry, guys.
We gotta go piss?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's
You guys
killing
are drinking
me.
beer.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Me and
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
So
talking
far,
a lot
too far.
anyway. Please.
yeah. So you didn't watch a lot of GT, did you?
I seen a couple of episodes, but not really too many.
Yeah.
Like
So they were in space a lot with Pan and shit like that. And then they come back to Earth, and that's when they fight the android.
I know the basic
I
concept
actually
of like
have
this,
the android DVD.
like,
If
what-
I can find it, we could watch it.
the Super Android.
Yeah, the
17?
Yeah, Super Android 17, where
Android 17.
fuck, I forgot where they get the other android. I think they just make another one, and then they go back to the pad. I forgot exactly what happened, but somehow they get both androids and they fuse together, and they become Super Android 17, and Goku fights him as a little kid. I wasn't so much of a fan of the little kid thing. That's what I think. That's what I think. Not that did it.
You know what I really wished is that like the voice of like the young Goku.
Mm-hmm.
If we had like heard it when Goku was being sent away, in his little pod,
Mm-hmm.
where all you hear was like the little like, and then like him being like getting sent away.
Yeah.
That would have been like a cool little like homage to the young Goku.
So Broly gets sent away on a pod because King Vegeta's scared of his well, he knows his power, and he doesn't want to be his son overshadowed by a more powerful Saiyan. He knows he's gonna die because it's a stupid planet, but his dad goes and tries to rescue him.
One of the things Vegeta's King Vegeta said was that like Broly's powers couldn't be contained, so he could run like rampant.
In the original Broly movie, though, isn't it?
In the original one,
I don't remember.
Was it King Vegeta who sent them into space?
yeah.
I remember them being like
No, Vegeta,
did
King,
send
King,
him
King,
to
no, in
But he just followed
the
him.
original Broly,
in the original Broly movie.
yeah, he tried, he stabbed him, he stabbed Broly, and he left
King
him for
Vegeta.
dead.
he
Yeah,
did stab him.
they left him for dead, and during the destruction of the planet,
If I remember right, he did
Broly
stab
helped him escape
Unless I'm mistaken.
while he was a baby.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm just remembering if it was just some crazy shit. Because I remember it was a whole thing about just Broly being.
Did they not want to show baby stabbings? It's a
Uh,
cartoon.
yeah, I guess
They kind of. They didn't really. I don't
it
know.
was kind of like a shadow.
Yeah, it was a shadow, if
Yeah.
I remember right.
Yo,
Hit by the
can't-
tail, right?
Yeah,
Can I
by the
change
leg.
it back? Because, Rafa, you've seen a lot of GT. And that's like. No, that's kind of good, man. Because, like. There's a whole faction of, like, Dragon Ball fans, Dragon Ball Z fans. Like, well, let's just call ourselves Dragon Ball fans that, like. there's an appreciation for GT. You know what I mean?
So,
but like, it's never really brought up. But
so
like,
what happened with me was I didn't watch any of it. I only caught Dragon Ball in the beginning, and then
So you were catching it on Toonami?
That's when I jumped into
That's
it.
the thing. Dragon Ball Z came out, then somehow you never thought they were gonna get Dragon Ball because there was always Dragon Ball flashbacks in Dragon Ball Z, and you're just like, oh my god, if you can watch Dragon Ball, right? They got Dragon Ball afterwards, so I know when you caught it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I would catch Dragon Ball episodes at first, like even in Spanish, and that's what got my interest at first. And then my brother started talking about it more, and then it came out on Cartoon Network. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I started watching it on there.
Exactly what.
And then the video games dropped. Boom, boom, boom. And then GT dropped right away because they already had such a backlog of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So like I caught when I started watching was the end of the Cell series. They were at the Boo series. They were starting the Boo series.
We both started at like the same time.
I played the video games and I'm like, well, I have to watch these series. So I went back and
I'm the only one who caught it like when it. Well, I caught it twice because they used to show it on Fox, low key, on the lowest of keys.
Yeah.
But the thing
when was the evil King Piccolo shit added? Because I remember watching all of that shit too.
I'm saying like.
I'd never seen that. I had never seen that. No,
The,
I mean I saw it eventually.
The thing is, I've never seen the English.
I
have it. Maybe I gotta see if my computer's dead. I used to have it.
It was definitely on Cartoon Network as well.
But
they showed it for a while.
I had to watch it all online.
Yeah, they only showed it once, right? I caught it. I saw it.
I had to just watch it all
I was
online.
mad I missed it. That's why I made sure I bought all the volumes of that, like the Evil King Piccolo saga. But they only aired it once on Cartoon Network. Like Dragon Ball was only on TV like once.
Yeah, but I tell you all the time. Remember, I'm like, those motherfucking Budokai got me. I bought all 3, and then I was like, I'm not getting this fucking game anymore.
They were pretty decent games for their time.
The
For their
was
time.
the best one.
Yeah, they were really good.
As they got better.
Budokai 3 was the best.
I hate the storyline though, cause you have to like go like through a little map, just like little chess pieces or something like that.
But since I had caught up on so much Dragon Ball GT, or since I had caught up on so much Dragon Ball Z, GT dropped, and I'm like, well, I'm continuing.
That's the thing. Yeah, I just want to bring up. I don't know. The GT shit is just important, just because there is like, there was just like a faction of us that like, I don't know. Somehow you have to something about the way they ended that, but like they were definitely trying to make Dragon Ball Z more darker, more adult. They were all trying to do that purposeful, even though it was still like very shonen, very boyish and shit like that. But I don't know, like, cause you were finding your interest in the fucking the shit they brought back. They brought back all that Saiyan shit. So
yeah.
I think it's like, you know,
that origin
and shit like that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I had something to say hours ago and I forgot.
It's just so big. I'll pick another one right
But yeah.
Where were we in the storyline? Oh yeah, he didn't get stabbed. He just got sent away because he was King Vegeta knew how strong he was. He's like, fuck this guy. His dad follows him, and Broly fucking pops out of his pod, right? And
he was already out of his pod when
he breaks out.
He's eating giant fucking spiders, right, or something like that, or it's a giant animal.
Yeah, the spider animals on the.
He's like eating the goop and shit, all the goop.
And then we just move forward, don't we?
Yeah, that's it. Then we move forward and we fast forward because
it pretty much shows
it shows Goku's pod being sent
off, and it shows
being destroyed.
And it shows the Bardock thing where he holds back Vegeta's blast to kill
Freezes.
Yeah.
But yeah, holds back.
Same plan he tries to hold back.
It was more pathetic in the original one. They definitely beefed it up for this one.
So when Frieza tries to destroy
it was just like, it was like one of a Yamcha's attack. What is that attack? Is a spirit ball attack?
Iron Wolf Fist or something?
No. He has also a spirit ball attack, like this.
But called the spirit ball attack.
Yeah, but there's a lot. There's like a lot of like footage missing from that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, did you notice like
I said what I said. I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring details of that back when they bring Super back.
To the anime?
Yeah, to the anime.
You don't think it'll be?
What he's referring to is the fact that when they showed Bardock sending Goku out to Earth, bullshit, right? They fast forward to him and a bunch of warriors, kind of head to head with Frieza's enormous death ball, like they're trying to defend it the same way they did in the original Bardock special. They fast forward. They just show that for a second. They don't show how they get there. So who knows what that means? Maybe there'll be some little.
I don't know. Bardock was battle damaged. He must have been fighting somebody before that happened.
Nah, man, it was the same shit. Oh wait, no, those were all Frieza's men. Yeah. And it was him and like a few. It was just him, right?
In the original, yeah, but in this one, I don't know.
Well, yeah, the same way you saw all Frieza's men standing in space over planet Vegeta and shit, and Bardock talking down to him like kind of alluding to the same shit. But that shit, that shit is hilarious how he gets killed because he just gets vaporized. That death ball is ridiculous. Like Frieza's power is. I'm so glad Goku beat his ass. He should have killed him.
And then we see Goku traveling to Earth on his pod.
Hey,
they fast forward his life.
Let me stop you right there. Do you think did you you know how like in the original Bardock special Bardock had like he had foresight, so he was
to see into the future and shit. And see like him fighting on.
Do you like it better now or with the foresight better?
You're bringing up the foresight to make me hate the old one, yeah, right? Because I forgot about that, right? That faggot ass foresight. I'm sorry, I still use faggot, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's 2019, but that alien Bardock. It just so happens that Bardock, before the planet Vegeta was being destroyed, and then Goku goes to Earth to destroy Earth. That's what he was meant to do. Not no Superman shit, right? Before that shit, it just so happens they fight an alien that gives Bardock the powers to see into the fucking future. They fucking abridged that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They abridged the fuck out of it.
So stupid, retarded, but yeah, he somehow knows Goku's gonna defeat Frieza.
I did like that. Like this whole movie combined a lot of elements from a lot of other movies. You know,
this movie was just an animation galore.
That too.
But like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, they had the Bardock special. They had the Broly.
Okay.
They had Gogeta. You know.
Gogeta. Yeah, you pointed out that they just take a lot of movies. Man, but that's been Toriyama's pool of ideas. Well, not really. It hasn't been his pool of ideas.
He took bits and elements of it, you know.
I was gonna say that was been his pool of ideas for like the past 20 years, but it hasn't. He's actually expanded on really, really different ideas.
You think
ideas that I don't even necessarily agree with. Like, I really don't agree with the Goku Black saga because this God power thing. They're really trying to change the definition of what their power. They're really trying to change the power scale, is what I'm noticing, and they're even trying to play with what certain powers do and what they mean, because. All while Zamasu wasn't as strong as Goku in them.
Let's get to it. So, Frieza's people, the Frieza squad or whatever that's left, the Frieza Force finds a signal. They find Broly, and they take him back to Frieza, and Frieza sicks him on Goku and Vegeta, and they start to fight off with. Well, he starts to fight off with Vegeta.
Yeah.
First.
It's base form versus
base form,
and they're kind of going at it.
Yeah.
And then Vegeta's like, man, this guy's kind of fucking strong, so he goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
hey, but it's that transformation, you know, like that.
And they gave him a badass transformation where fire goes around him, which is this is God mode.
No, it's when he actually goes Super Saiyan the first time. You know, he like
yeah.
How
Here we go. This is where
You
This
can
is where-
say
this is
that,
where
but
I
I
wanna get at.
mean, it's
So
just
what
a
was that about?
transformation.
What was that
Yeah, he
about?
like during his
It's just a
transformation.
No, but
transformation.
my nephew pointed out too because
That
it's kind
like
of weird.
during
They
his
don't- they've never done
transformation,
that.
yeah, he has like
I've never seen
like
that.
all his aura and all his color turns green. Like
We've
I guess,
seen
like,
the eye
almost
go
like-
green because that's the color.
Hey,
of it.
I
Yeah.
said
Super
what I
Saiyan.
said, man. Nah.
But the hair went green.
Yeah, I
and
said
the
what I
aura went
said.
green.
I said what I said.
that, it's legendary.
It's not legendary. I'm saying the green is not necessarily. Listen, the green. They started off okay in the original Broly series. The green kind of loosely represented whatever his legendary power was, which is I guess a power specific to Broly. Like I'll call it that because he was the only one with green aura in video games.
Yeah, everyone else had the same aura.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's Broly's power. He
Yeah.
is a green legendary Super Saiyan, whatever. Some special power, whatever specific to him.
Sorry, same aura if you
But
were
the
Super
thing
Saiyan
is, in this one, the green, they begin the green to allude to Ozaru power. So I'm saying
yellow. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Ozaru is the ape. Is the
Okay.
great
You know when they
ape.
transform,
Yeah,
yeah.
So I'm saying that
But being
they
contained in
through green
human form, same form.
I'm saying that they threw green coloration into both Vegeta and Goku's transformations into the movies at random times to allude to the fact that these niggas are going to dial back and figure out how to control their Ozaru powers, their tail powers. Maybe they'll grow back their tails. I doubt that will happen. Whatever.
They. Well,
Hey,
what do you mean that you doubt that'll happen? It's happened.
Kale.
I don't know if Goku's gonna wanna.
Kale.
Wasn't she just necessarily okay?
Broly tribute.
Super Saiyan 4, they grow their tails back. They wish Goku back to a kid. He grew his tail back.
No, that's the thing. Nah, he didn't grow his tail back at first.
Yeah, how did he get it back?
He had to grow up. He had to yank it out. They had to pull his tail out. It was him and the Supreme Kai and fucking Kibito Kai. I remember that
So-
episode of because he had to get his tail back to get more power to
So
fight
he's got a
baby
tail in there.
Vegeta.
So they've alluded to it already. Even if
I
it's
mean,
not
but
canon.
I'm saying I don't know how Toriyama's not abided to any fucking GT shit so far, so I don't think he's going except for the existence of Pan. You know what I mean?
She was talking
And
about-
really-
But Pan was the last
Pan
episode.
yeah, she was the last episode.
Yeah.
Episode. Which is crazy because she was 4. She's alive right now.
Yeah.
How many? You said that shit was 10 years later?
The ending of Dragon Ball Z is 10 years later after Boo's dead.
So that means that it has to been at least 5 years after Boo right now.
No. Go
5
back and watch
years.
it.
In
It's
Super.
months. It's months because Goten.
Months?
Goten
Pan
and
is
Trunks
not
are
gonna
the
be
same
like
time.
10 years.
Months?
Goten and Trunks are the
They're
same.
not thinking this through then, man.
If you go back and you see Goten and Trunks are the same size.
Okay, yeah, I know Goten and Trunks are
They
the
grow
same
at
size,
all.
but the thing is, most Saiyans. Well, Gohan grew. But I'm just saying, Goku had a wild growth spurt, and I'm pretty sure Vegeta probably had a wild growth spurt too. Gohan, you saw him get older by the time he fought Cell, but he probably had a wild growth spurt. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, for it to make sense, because they already gave birth to Pan. But in the last episode, Pan is about 4 years old.
No, she's 4 years.
Yeah. 4 years
Yeah.
old. Fighting in the tournament. Same age Gohan was when they introduced Gohan. People forget that. Gohan was only 4. That means he was 5 when he was fighting the
You ain't
Saiyans.
wrong. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong about that.
Goten is really young now that I think about it.
Goten's 7. Goten was 7. Let's see.
He was really young because he wasn't even, he was super strong, but he had never really faced anything.
Let's see. The contents of the Buu Saga. Let's see. If we want to jot it back. Gohan goes to high school. 7 years. after the events that took place at the Cell games, right? So he's about 18 years old, right? 18 years old. He's in school for about 6 months before they announced the next Tenkaichi. And everybody wants to join, right? I'm just trying to jot how long the Buu saga is right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the Cell saga was some years, if you think about it. Frieza saga was about a year.
Was it?
Maybe a little shorter. I was looking this up.
I
was looking this up recently. You can they jot down how long Goku was in space for. It took Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan about 2 months to get to Namek. It took Goku about like a month after that, or like 2 months after that, something like that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's something like that.
Yeah, so the timeline is kind of.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The timeline's crazy because I'm trying to. I do this all the time. I always try to jot out the Dragon Ball Z
Well, that's
timeline.
the thing. Like, that was supposed to be the ending. Like, but due to popular demand, he made Super, and I guess he just didn't. I don't know.
That's everything. He was supposed to end it on the Frieza saga. Goku was gonna die as the last Super Saiyan. That's a real fact.
After being Frieza.
Yeah. Die on Namek, but Dragon Ball Z is not over. But
Yeah, so these new guys forms, I definitely need to go back and watch the series to see what's up with this. Because I've only seen the transformations, I don't know the explanations behind them.
No. That's good, because, man, you need to watch GT and you need to watch Super so we can have a GT. No, we can have a GT Super comparison and see how we feel. Because
I've seen like a lot of clips of GT.
I think ultimately in the end,
I've seen
all three say we prefer Super as far as a canon story. I just prefer to see the power up. I don't know. I like the creativity cause the power ups in GT makes sense. Going Super Saiyan 4 and it being that makes sense. But like,
how many episodes?
It doesn't make sense as far as like it doesn't like show the scale of like it's not like it does anything different from Super Saiyan 3.
How many episodes?
GT?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
a lot. I thought it was
like about 100 something.
It's like 2 different series or 3 different series.
No, it's 3 different sagas.
The baby series.
So first of all, it's the baby saga, but the baby saga is really like it's the baby saga, but the baby saga is really like because it starts off. Here's how GT starts. Pilaf accidentally wished Goku would be a kid. Yeah, right.
Well, he's like, haha, I fucked you up, biatch.
Yeah.
You a kid, and then he's like, well, no, I'm just as powerful. I'm just a kid now.
Yeah. I don't know how they did. They definitely included that. He's just as powerful as he was, but he was a kid. But it was beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So it was like the baby side. So like it's the Dragon Ball. It's the Black Star Dragon Ball saga, but it goes into the baby saga, right? Because they go to space to look for the Black Star Ball.
Yeah. Well, no. I think what happens is
they find baby though.
No, I think they try to collect the Dragon Balls to wish Goku back as an adult.
Yeah.
And then they wish him. Well, they find the regular Dragon Balls and they bring them, and they try to activate them and they crack.
No, that's not.
They're gonna give you the whole premise of the whole fucking show.
Because the thing is, no. Pilaf. It starts off.
Come on.
No, it starts off. Pilaf summons the fucking Black Star Balls. He's using the Black Star Balls. It's the red Shenron.
And that's what he wishes for Goku to be small.
He was gonna wish for something else. I forgot what was, but Goku shows up.
I want to watch.
And then he says, "Oh fuck! I wish you was a kid again. I could really teach you a fucking lesson."
Yeah, actually, yeah.
And then it wishes Goku was a kid again. And I don't know, they go, but they do the whole we're out of here thing, you know what I mean? But the thing is, they go across the universe, not just Earth, you know what I'm saying? So, the thing is, Goku had been training with Oob at the Lookout for like a while, like 3 years or something.
And old as shit.
Pan's old as shit.
He's
He's
like
been there.
13.
He was there for like 7 years. He was there for like a while.
Pan's like 13.
Yeah.
Around there.
Hey, what about
wait, Vegeta should have had.
Pan's not 13. Pan's like 9.
Vegeta should have had his kid already.
No, she was in the last episode of Dragon Ball Z too.
Okay, but she's old as fuck.
She was old as fuck in the last episode of Dragon Ball Z.
She was old as fuck.
Yeah. She was super old. She was like a teen. She was like as old as Bulma was when she met Goku.
At one point in GT, you think she's gonna go fucking? If I remember right, I was like, oh, they're gonna make this bitch fucking go Super Saiyan. Because I thought, did Pan go Super Saiyan? No, right?
No.
It looks like one time because at one point they all have to give Goku their power, and Pan powers up with them, and she's golden too. But like her hair isn't golden.
Yeah.
So, her aura is golden, but yeah.
It's an I like GT. But my favorite series is the Boo series.
GT is an interesting.
I like the Boo series. I haven't seen Super, but I like the Boo series. No.
The Boo series is a little too. Not the Boo series. The Super is a little too modern.
Very modern.
It's very modern. And the thing is, they're just trying to take, cause like Dragon Ball, like first of all, the power scale is something that like it's very 90s, very 80s and 90s, how they were really doing it back then, and like they're really trying to like rethink. You know how like we're rethinking power and everything, Green. They're kind of doing that in Dragon Ball. Like they're rethinking power. It starts with the Zamasu shit. Him cutting into the dimensions and shit like that. That's some like. First of all, them dealing with a nigga wielding a sword and him being a problem is bananas to me. Because I remember when I don't know who, one of them niggas caught the Destructo Disc or some shit like that. I forgot who it was. It was a villain probably, like Cell or some shit.
I want to draw the dots on my head today. So it could have been Krillin, but I didn't.
Krillin with the weirdest hairstyle in Super.
Krillin doesn't have a beard.
His hair and
That's crazy.
Dragon Ball Z though.
Sticking his dick in gears and shit.
I'm glad he shaved that shit.
What, his hair?
Yeah.
At first I liked it, but then I realized it was goofy as fuck.
Dude,
But it's because I like this outfit.
you guys should definitely check out the movie. I don't think we can really get really into depth into the fighting. The fighting was good.
I mean, we can, because the thing is, my only take on it was just, they were really trying to show off that they're animating over there. You know what I mean?
They had really good animation.
I'm just
The
saying.
choreography was really good.
But I mean, that's the thing. This is a movie, like, so when he was complaining about, oh my God, they went a little too far with Goku's transformation, I'm like, bro, they kind of took those steps in Vegeta's transformation
I needed to see that because I hadn't seen Super Saiyan.
I'm just
either the red or like the God base form and the Super Saiyan God.
You've never seen Ultra.
Nope, I haven't seen any of those.
We didn't show him that fight.
Oh yeah, I did see her with
yeah.
When he fought Jiren.
Yeah.
But it was like in Japanese. I
seen
don't know
that?
what the fuck was going on.
Come
super
on,
confused.
it's still no. Read the sub.
I was thinking about shrimp fried rice and shit. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Racist piece of shit.
We're gonna watch that after this.
Shrimp fried rice sounds pretty good right now.
Nah, but
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the transformation, you know, they could have made it like look better, you know, instead of giving all those.
better? Oh my God.
Well, I mean, it was good, but and the way that they're just trying to, you know, have him just transform to Super Saiyan Blue, you know.
They always overkill Goku shit though. If it's Goku.
But
they've had that little thing where like they have a little like cocoon that like just breaks out of them like.
So
blue cocoon.
Yeah.
probably one of my last questions. What's Ultra Instinct?
Ultra Instinct is like it's some So basically,
because his hair turned.
Here's the thing.
That's when it kind of touched on it when he was transforming. His hair turned gray.
So the thing is, some people call it Super Saiyan White, right?
No. No. Not that
I mean, they call it Ultra Instinct.
There's a Black Goku.
It's not. It's
Goku
Ultra
Black.
Instinct. It's Ultra Instinct, but like, you never heard that?
Super Saiyan White, no.
It says white. It says gray.
Gray, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild Heroes mastered Ultra Instinct.
Master Ultra Instinct Gray, right? So, basically, like, all while Goku and Vegeta are like Super Saiyan gods.
Mm-hmm.
Super Saiyan gods, Super Saiyans, excuse me. They're still like training to like get to this level of like god power and stuff like that, and like.
So Ultra Instinct is just the body moving without like the mind thinking.
So it's
that's it. So
I
yeah.
know that, but like,
Yeah.
what is it for Goku? Is
That's
that what it is
that's
for
what
Goku?
it is. That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
that's basically
Body
what.
moving without thinking.
Kind
But
of him
it-
doing the fucking Aikido shit. Like when this guy was coming at him, he kind of like grabbed this guy's hand and let his own energy go, and he tossed him like that.
I mean, not really.
No, because he was thinking about that.
Yeah, he was thinking about
Like he like
you have to see
his
the
body.
fight,
His
like,
body just
No, well,
moves.
Aikido, you kind of have to predict what they're doing.
I mean, it's not.
Because Aikido's more.
It's not that accurate.
Mhm.
It's not gonna. It's not going.
But it's
right
more
away.
of that. It's like him trying to. More predicting of what's coming.
So okay, here's the thing. In throughout Super, they were kind of differentiating how Goku and Vegeta fights throughout the entire thing, because like once they started training with Whis, who's like the angel,
Yeah.
the angel of Universe 7, so like the angel that like chills with like Beerus.
Yes. See,
He's
there's like a whole
Beerus's-
universe thing
Yeah,
too that
he's
I don't
Beer-
understand.
He's Beerus's man. So basically, we live in Dragon Ball Z. I
Mhm.
call us Universe. I mean Universe 7, right? Right. That's where Dragon Ball Z's universe and shit like that, right? But yeah, and we all have our own Kai, Supreme Kai, and we all have our own God of Destruction. Every universe has one, and an angel to go with it too, and stuff like that. And then they're all governed by the all-powerful Zeno, who's like the god of everything, like all the universes and shit like that.
A little
right?
hierarchy.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Like his power is a different type of power. You know what I mean? Like he's God. He's God. So like they're never gonna make no more gods no more. Like he's
That's the top of the
one,
top?
The top one, yeah. And he's like not governed by an angel, but like guarded by like a supreme like angel who's like some shit like that. There's something peculiar with those angels, but that's another Dragon Ball whatever theory. But like they're on a whole. The God power is like with the next level for this shit.
I need to watch Super, and so we can we'll have another one either on Talk This Deep or here on Full Heel Podcast. But I need to watch Super so I can get whatever they're telling.
Yeah, but no, just to clarify that Ultra Instinct shit, it's moving without thinking. So like I guess moving like a god, but then saying, but like it's they have their own wax poetics of how they explain that shit. So like throughout the series, they've been differentiating between how Goku and Vegeta fights. And so I was wondering if they were gonna get into this in the Tournament of Power saga. They didn't really, but I was wondering if, because it was clear they were gonna give Goku Ultra Instinct, but they were alluding to giving Vegeta something too. You know what I mean?
He had something.
He had something. It seemed like
It didn't even come out in the movie.
the thing is, it seemed like, well, the thing is, they decided to give him Super Saiyan Red in this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or whatever. But
Gave him something.
yeah,
He was the first one that
it
that
looked
did that.
like he was Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. But like, remember when he went Super Vegeta against Cell? It looked like the Super Saiyan God version of that. Is what it looked like.
Okay.
But besides all
Super
that,
Vegeta's all pumped though, no?
he was kind of pumped. His hair was like big, like how it was in the
more too, like
his hair was like super fine and big, like you know what I'm saying. But
Como el pelón and shit.
the But the thing is, like, they were saying that because Goku hit Ultra Instinct like 3 times in the or like he was alluding to it or tried to like
he hit
didn't he hit it against Kale and Caulifla?
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Kefla?
Yeah. No, they were they together when he did it? Yeah. So Kale and Caulifla fuse.
He doesn't know who they are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So anyway,
I'm telling you, I need to watch it.
Yeah.
So anyways,
the thing is, okay, I just want to say this because you're gonna beat me to it, but what they were saying when he was hitting, when they were going into the martial arts of it pretty deep. So when he was fighting in his Ultra Instinct, they were kind of like explaining how his Ultra Instinct works, and Goku kind of fights.
Like a girl.
He's a little too free, right? He doesn't really think out enough of his moves. Mm-hmm. So like, but like he's free on the offense rather than the defense, right? Or is it the other way around? Because I remember they were saying for Vegeta it's like the opposite.
Isn't all the way around?
Because I remember they were saying for Vegeta like he's a little too thinky and stuff like that or whatever.
You know what was badass? It was that
and they were alluding to that as to like how that's gonna guide their transformations.
When the transformation for Ultra, like mastered Ultra Instinct, like there's Ultra Instinct. What was it like Omen, where like it's kind of like a beta version of it.
Yeah.
And then Goku actually masters it,
and that's when
where
he goes
he has full
his hair goes gray.
Yeah, he has like full control of it. It was really cool. Where there's a Dragon Ball Z game, Xenoverse 2. Mm-hmm. When that episode dropped in Japan, they dropped like the content of like the the mastered Ultra Instinct Goku onto he was a playable character. And I thought that was pretty badass.
Shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I need to watch this Super. I have Cartoon Network, except it's not. It's scattered. The episodes are on there, and I don't want to watch it all weird, like episode 7 and episode 3.
Yo, so you talking about on your
Right.
Hey, just watch the movies, man.
So they only have like random episodes. No, this nigga needs to watch Super though. He wants to. Fuck yeah. Okay, yeah. Watch the movies.
Well, watch 2 movies. You'll be over like 30, 40 episodes deep.
But they're different. You might want to watch that.
There's more. There's more like.
There's filler in there too.
You're not gonna care that Captain Ginyu comes back for whatever reason. Like, it doesn't matter.
And they rape Gohan for like an hour.
I would just say watch the movies and then watch the Universe 6 versus
the choreography
Universe 7.
is better in the movies.
Yeah,
Universe 7 arc.
I wanted to see what the hell that shit's about. Is it Black Goku or Goku Black? Goku's not African American. He's wearing a black suit. He's got like red or pink hair.
He's a bad guy.
They should have made an African American Goku. That would have been cool. Just look exactly like him. He's just black. But you gotta do the lips.
Wow. Do the lips.
That's funny, man. I wish Frankie was here for that. He would have died.
Oh man, always sunny in Philadelphia. Was it Los Costello?
Nobody ever. No, fucking. You said Los Costello. You mean Elvis Costello, but you talking about Al Jolson in the Jazz Stadium.
You gotta put the lips.
Nobody ever really catches that Frank says you can't do the voice without the lips.
Yeah, you can't do the voice without the lips. That's his only thing.
But yeah, no, super. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of filler in Super, to be honest. There's a lot of filler in it.
Watch the movies,
but
then watch the
beyond
tournament.
that, beyond the movies, there's filler throughout all that shit. The lead up to the tournament is about like 15 episodes of filler. There's some dope fights. Some of them are cool.
Just watch the tournament.
Spoiler: they don't kill Broly.
Really? Yeah. Really? Listen, you can watch the Goku Black saga, but it's kind of completely irrelevant.
Yeah, right. All you need is the episode where
Because you
was-
find out.
So there was a whole fucking Goku Black that they didn't even have to mention in this movie. I saw the both transformations into God mode, but they're like, yeah, that Goku Black shit, you don't even know about that.
I mean,
they barely mentioned the
Because
tournament of
because
power.
it doesn't incorporate into anything.
he
into
kind of leads into the tournament of power. Okay, the only
He
reason
just
Goku.
mad.
The only reason Goku Black matters is that you meet Zeno.
Mhm.
That's it. You meet the god of
The
everything.
god of everything.
Because that was the only way they won that shit at the end.
It was just more to give.
Because it got crazy.
It's to give fans what they wanted, which was like future Trunks.
Are you
He's a-
fucking shitting me?
He's a fan favorite. They gotta give what the people what they
Gohan's a
want.
fan favorite.
Yeah, but they shot all over him, so let's give him Trunks.
No one asked for Trunks.
Everyone,
No one asked. Listen,
stop.
I didn't ask for blue hair Trunks. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, no, fuck that.
I mean,
Yeah, no.
I agree with you on that.
I didn't ask for blue hair Trunks, man. I asked for the purple hair Cannon Trunks, man. He fucking went bulk form on Vegeta like an asshole. Fuck that shit. And he won it. They had Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and Vegeta, and Trunks defeated that nigga at the end.
They lost.
Whatever.
They lost. They lost in that arc.
All right, guys.
Zamasu took over.
I want to thank you guys for coming.
Split the universe. Yeah, thanks. G.
Hey,
We got a lot more to discuss. I need to see Super. You need to see GT. I need to watch GT again. And
I might watch GT.
I think we're just.
Honestly, I need to watch Dragon Ball again.
I don't think we're gonna cap it at 3. I think we can keep going. We could even watch episodes and keep on switching between. We could watch different episodes and talk about them, or different series is just individually from the past.
hey, did you guys hear what happened to the Broly?
We just
the
had-
voice actor Broly.
Nah.
We just had like a whole hour, 20-minute long episode. We could have kept going, and we talked for a while about a bunch of shit.
I mean, that's what
He
happened.
got fired.
with Us.
He got fired from
so
Funimation.
like I'm saying, we could
Did you hear me?
watch series.
He got fired from Funimation.
The Kai, or not the Kai, the series that they did,
Oh, wow.
Super Fast on Cartoon Network
It's
too.
Kai.
Yeah, right. The Kai.
I don't really like Kai, but what? Why?
The voice actor of Broly was fired from Funimation
Why?
So?
because someone started putting allegations on him about him touching people the wrong way or things like that.
Me too.
You said.
No, he did.
Alright, guys.
Look
into
into
it. Guys.
Look into it, man. It's a crazy world out there.
Thanks a lot for joining me, guys. You
It's a
too.
good movie though.
Everyone watching.
Hey guys, subscribe to fucking
yeah,
Red
that's what I was
Ribbon
about to
Army
say,
at IG and motherfucking Facebook and all that,
Yeah,
guys.
you heard them.
please.
Hit up.
Look out for Chiven TV in the future.
We're also on SoundCloud and we have
Very
a Big
near
Cartel
future.
website.
Hit up Red Ribbon Army.
It's red with 2 D's
Yeah. On
everything.
Yeah, on everything.
Them
Twitter.
double
Twitter?
D's.
Nah, we're not on Twitter.
No. All right. Not on Twitter. He's on Facebook.
Except for
Not
Twitter
yet.
and Tumblr, but we're gonna be on Facebook and IG and SoundCloud and
IG,
motherfucking
especially IG.
Check out the rewrites. They
Big
got their shit.
Cartel.
Do you guys, is your guys stuff on iTunes?
Not iTunes, Spotify.
Can't you guys just throw it on iTunes?
We should, right?
Yeah, you
But it
can.
would be free, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
can.
on YouTube too.
Yeah.
You know, just check out the
Yeah.
rewrites.
It's on iTunes.
Check out the
Yeah.
rewrites. Subscribe. Check us out on Sunday. I'll see who wants to come through on Sunday. The fights are going to be ridiculously good. It's the first free card on ESPN. It might be an earlier card than usual, so it might end around like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We'll see. I'll let these guys know. I'll see who wants to come. I might have a full house. Someone will be here for sure. I think Frankie's going to come. I'm not sure. Someone will come.
Shout out that guy.
Someone will come. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time on the Fuego Podcast, which is Sunday. Cain Velasquez versus Francis Ngannou. It's going to be a ridiculous match.
This was Goku versus Broly.
It
Live.
What about Vegeta? It was Gogeta.
Oh, it was Gogeta. Yeah, right. Gogeta versus Broly.
Ass nigga. Yay, yay!
Yeah.
We
Oh.
out here.
One big pimpin' bitches.